Greetings and salutations. Today is January 17th, Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day, everyone. Welcome back to the third installment of my 2011 garden series. Last time you tuned in, I had just sowed all my seeds, and here I am waiting for my seeds to sprout out of the soil. What is the best way to get a plant to grow? Well, in my experience, one always needs to assume a rather regal persona and command his plants, like so. I am the plant king! I command you all to grow! 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 Yes, my children, grow! Grow! Yes! Yes, you're all growing! Yes! And there you have it. Just like that, your plants take off like that. No, but seriously, going back in time, I planted all those on the 4th of January, and it was the 10th. What you're looking at right now, these sprouts right here, these are the Goliath Hybrid F2, and these actually, let me unhook from the tripod here. These guys here actually didn't pop through the soil until the 10th. The first one popped through the 10th, and that was the first little skip you did. And then only had tomatoes for about 4 or 5 days. And there's a Goliath F2, another Goliath F2, Goliath F2, Goliath F2, and these were the only things that were growing. You know, because tomatoes on average tend to germinate more quickly than peppers do. But then over the weekend I was up in Pennsylvania. I just got back a little while ago, but I was pleasantly surprised to see a lot of my peppers have germinated. Let's see if you can see down there. It still hasn't gotten the seed coat off, but that's a habanero, one of those yellow F3 or F4 habaneros I'm growing. There's another one of those yellow habaneros. These are the cow horn, which I actually found out is a cayenne. It is a large, thick cayenne pepper, which sometimes people call a cayenne, but sometimes people call that a cow horn, but it's actually a lot spicier than a cow horn. There's more of those. My cayenne cow horns. Some that haven't popped up yet. And I mean, right now I put 4 seeds in every pot, and I'm about 100% germination success on the tomatoes. At this point I may be 60 to 75% on the cow horns. These are jalapenos. I'm maybe 50% on jalapenos, and these are those F2. I'm getting closer. It's hard to see. I've got a close-up lens on. These are the F2 of the cherry peppers. And then boot jalokias. I've got Zippo. Hold on, let me focus. I got a close-up lens, so it's hard to... Yeah, you can see I got some algae growing on the soil, which is not a good thing. You know, the actual plants that have already sprouted, you know, I'm not wetting the surface of the soil anymore, so I shouldn't have to worry about algae. But a lot of the time when you get a lot of stuff like this, it can cause what they call dampening off. And dampening off is not good. It can kill your sprouts, but so far so good. And I've got one boot jalokia. This is my only boot jalokia. And jalokia, they say, I don't know, a lot of you that are really into peppers know this, but a lot of other people don't. You know, there's dozens or hundreds or thousands of cultivars of domesticated pepper, but there's really only 5 species, and of all the species of peppers we're most familiar with, the varieties we're most familiar with are almost all Capsicum annum. The exceptions are really, really hot peppers, like habaneros and Scotch bonnets, paper lanterns, the hot Trinidad ones like the 7-pot and the Trinidad Scorpion. Those are all Capsicum chinense. And then the boot jalokia, they say, is a Capsicum chinense, but there's some hybridization with Capsicum frutescens. But this is kind of weird looking, and it's slow. And chinenses take the longest amount of time, which is why I only have 2 habaneros. Habanero is a Capsicum chinense, which is on average slower than Capsicum annum to germinate. And I only have those 2, so I mean that's reasonable. And then, but yeah, I only have 1 boot jalokia, and I'm a little bit worried because I've had a lot of people tell me, you know, these are really hard to germinate. Even after they germinate, they fail to thrive. They bear fruit really late. So I guess really spicy things come to those who wait. Yeah, I have a tendency to ramble on, so I think I'm just going to leave you with this much for this update. I'll probably maybe post another video going over germination in a little bit more detail, and then once I've got, you know, like my full germination and sprouting on all of these, I'll probably have like a video that goes over a timetable so I can tell you which species and which varieties you know, germinated first and how many days after sowing, and you know, stuff like that. Just good data, you know, that people can look at and use when they're planting their own seeds. But this, for now, this is just me documenting my garden for now. So hopefully I might post a video with this of just the seed, you know, pictures or short videos I've taken while these seeds were sprouting, and then in a couple more weeks when everything is sprouted, then I'll do another video going over what sprouted when on what days, and you know, disclose most of my records with you. But that's it for now. This is my 2011 garden, still growing indoors, so hope to talk to you guys again soon. Thanks for tuning in.